Keyston Moore and Brandon James stand deep to return. Last year, the Gators were 3rd in the nation in turnover margin. And it's going to be Keyston Moore bringing it out from the end zone. Moore to the 20, and down he goes at the 21-yard line. The 25-yard return after Mastay's kick, and the Florida Gators will take the ball at the 21. And here comes Chris Leak, the senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Here is a young man that is going to rewrite a lot of records at the University of Florida. Might get the big one. Passing yardage is still a little bit of a test, but Leak could certainly do it. Mathematically possible. He'll need to average about 200 yards per game for the rest of the season to break Danny Werfel's all-time passing yardage record at Florida. And a flag drops early before the ball is snapped. Referee Rocky Good. And not a good start for Florida. Let's check out Florida's offense. Starting lineup brought to you by Checkers, official burger of the Florida Gators. This Florida offensive line has performed better than most anticipated. Certainly, Carlton Metter has been a tremendous addition on the right tackle position. Whistler giving solid play at center. And the playmakers, Deshaun Wynn coming off the 100-yard running game last week up at Tennessee. So it is 1st and 15. And Leak will throw over the middle. It is deflected and incomplete, intended for Cornelius Ingram. And Wesley Woodyard is the man that got a hand on it. Let's take a look at Kentucky's defense. Brought to you by Checkers, official burger of the Florida Gators. 7 returning starters for Kentucky from last year. Lamar Mills, outstanding up front. Very talented young linebackers. Woodyard, really the top player there with 28 tackles coming in. And their secondary is young as well. This is a young Kentucky football team, but building depth under head coach Rich Brooks. It is 2nd and 15. And the give is to Deshaun Wynn up the middle. Pretty good blocking, and he picks up 5 yards to the 26 or 7-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and close to 10 as Myron Pryor made the stop for Kentucky.
This young offensive line for the Gators have really started to get their gait. They get great movement. Nice job by Deshaun Wynn of picking the hole. You know, you're looking for the hole. You got to keep your head up to protect the football and try and knife through.
3rd down and 10. Single setback is Wynn. Leak from the shotgun. He's got his man. It's caught by Kenneth Cooks at the 45-yard line. The senior out of Jacksonville with only his 2nd catch of the season, but he split that seam net, and Leak put it right on the numbers.
Outstanding throw by Chris Leak. He gets great protection. Look at the pocket. Chris is able to step up and throw the football, and Tooks does a nice job of catching the ball in his body, protecting it, expecting him to get hit.
So the Gators pick up the 3rd down on 3rd down and 10. And they're sitting at their 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Rolling out is Leak. Good protection. He'll have to throw it away. Kentucky had excellent coverage. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Gators. Leak really has come a long way in his ability to know when to get rid of the ball, when to make the right to read on the Kentucky defense or whatever defense he's looking at.
Well, and David, I think it's called familiarity with the offense now. He understands what the coaches are trying to get him to do. So, you know, when you're more aware of all your surroundings and what's expected, you normally can do a better job, especially if you as bright a guy as Chris Leak is.
He's always been a guy that studied a lot of film, but seems to have a better understanding of what he's looking at. As Keyston Moore breaks several tackles and fights his way to the Kentucky 33. Carl Booker makes the tackle on Keyston Moore, the sophomore from Arlington, Texas.
And David, this is a defense, a great blocking, nice job by Steve Rissler as he comes off, gives a little extra shove, and then goes downfield and gets a block on the linebacker. But this is a defense that's averaging, or giving up, should I say, an average of 208 yards per ball game. So, you know, if you're the Gators, you want to pound the football, control the clock, and put points on the board.
Kentucky 109th out of 119 teams in rushing defense. Wildcats showing a 5-man front. And on the end around, it's Dallas Baker throwing it back to Leak. He's looking deep. He's got a man in the end zone wide open. Touchdown, Jamel Cornelius.
I tell you, David, we talk about senior leadership. Jamel Cornelius gets the touchdown, but Dallas Baker makes this play. You know, Kentucky has this play totally covered. You know, they've sniffed it out. They've got somebody in the way. He can't get the ball to Chris Leak, so what does he do? He throws a lateral to Chris Leak and allows him to throw the ball downfield.
Kentucky blocks the extra point. This is a live ball. And a nice play by Chris Hetland to make sure the Wildcats cannot do anything with it, but a blocked extra point. And so Leak and the Gators lead it 6-0, an impressive opening drive. Well, the Florida Gators have taken the 6-0 lead on a trick play here in the first quarter. Nat set it up for us.
And David, this defender right here smells this thing out, but watch the great play by Dallas Baker as he ad-libs and he gets the ball to Chris Leak. You know, just a heads-up play by the senior wide receiver, and this allows Jamel Cornelius to catch the first touchdown pass of the ball game.
Touchdown pass, and Cornelius's third touchdown catch. And here is the block by Kentucky on the extra point. Number 15 coming right up the middle.
Quarterback.
Foley, the backup quarterback. Tremendous athlete.
I was just going to say the same thing, but looked like James Smith got knocked back that time.
And Keenan Burton, an electrifying return man, is rustled to the ground at the 18-yard line. And the Gators play that special teams extremely well. Going to be a big part of tonight's game. Here's Andre Woodson putting up big numbers through 3 weeks of the season for Kentucky. 9 touchdowns and just 1 interception. All of last season, Woodson threw 6 touchdowns and threw 6 interceptions.
And David, I think that, you know, the light has went on inside his helmet as well in this offense the second year.
No question. Their offensive coordinator, Joker Phillips. Blitz. Woodson gets rid of the ball to the fullback, and it's about a 5-yard pickup. Joyner makes the tackle on number 40, Maurice Grinter, a freshman. Kentucky's got some folks banged up. Starting lineup brought to you by Checkers, official burger of the Florida Gators. Their offensive line, Trey Williams getting his first start at center. Matt McCutcheon, the senior, unavailable for tonight, apparently with a bad ankle. And in the backfield, this is a playmaking group. Burton in particular, and Dickie Lyons Jr., who has 6 touchdown catches to lead the nation in that category. Florida jumping around, and there's movement in the offensive line for the Wildcats. Very loud, as is usually the case in the Swamp, especially against an SEC opponent.
Before the snap, false start, number 78 on the offense. Penalty 5 yards from the previous spot, still second down.
That's Christian Johnson, the sophomore left guard. Florida's defense at front 4, Harvey, McDonald, Cohen, and Moss. No Marcus Thomas tonight, so Ray McDonald moves to the inside. Harvey starts on the outside. Linebackers have been just terrific week after week, and so has the secondary, led by Reggie Nelson and Tony Joyner, the safeties. Swing pass to Dickie Lyons Jr. And Lyons Jr. runs out of bounds to the 27, close to a Kentucky first down. It appears to be just a little bit shy as Reggie Lewis makes the tackle for Florida. Ball spotted just short of the 28. There's Greg Madison, co-defensive coordinator. And where there is Madison, Charlie Strong has got to be very close by. Those two sharing the defensive coordinator role. Very interesting how that works for the Gators. We're going to tell you more about that as this game progresses. Right now it's third down and less than 1 yard for Kentucky. Florida coming with the blitz again, and there is again a flag thrown. Well, this Florida team, a blitzing defensive team. Charlie Strong and Greg Madison, their philosophy is to come after you.
Well, one of the things.
Before the snap, offsides, defense by contact. The penalty is 5 yards, and it is a first down.
David, one of the things that I see that Andre Woodson has started to do much better this year, and just watching the tapes, is cadence, using his cadence to get those cheap yards. I watched him against Ole Miss pull defenders off several times, and he's already done it here in a very crucial third down situation.
And both teams penalized early. Woodson dropping back and firing. He has his tight end, Jacob Tamme, and Tamme has a Kentucky first down near midfield. So a good throw and catch. The junior Woodson to the junior Tamme out of Danville, Kentucky. A 17-yard pickup for the Wildcats. Don't be surprised if we see a lot of yellow laundry tonight. These two teams ranked at the bottom of the SEC in terms of penalty yardage. And the Wildcats, a very capable offensive football team, have picked up the first down near midfield. Woodson, three-step drop and a quick throw intended for Keenan Burton, covered well by Tony Joyner. It'll be second down and 10. Joyner was the Gators defensive player of the game in the first 2 weeks against both Southern Miss and UCF. And so he is off to a great start.
Well, the Gators have got great play out of both of their safeties. Not only Tony Joyner, but also Reggie Nelson came up extremely big last week versus Tennessee with the 2 interceptions.
Nelson capping the victory with a late interception. He's got 3 interceptions for the year, Reggie Nelson. Once again, the Gators dancing around. They're in a nickel defense. Tremaine McCullum, number 18, showing blitz, and here he comes. They picked him off, and the pass is caught by Burton across midfield at the Florida 43-yard line. Reggie Lewis makes the hit out of bounds on Burton, but Kentucky was able to pick up the blitz. And you know what we're seeing, Nat, again tonight against Florida's defense is a 2 or 3 step drop by the Kentucky quarterback, and he's going to get rid of the ball in a hurry.
Yeah, as you can see there, anytime you start getting pressure, you got a team that like to come with pressure, you got to get that ball out of there in 3 steps. And I tell you the thing that look like they're doing already, long snap, quick snap, long snap, quick snap, so that it makes it very difficult to time your blitzes for the defense.
Yeah, McCullum sort of tipped his hand that time. And here are the Wildcats, third down. And a flag is thrown as Woodson steps up and drives toward the first down across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Joyner tripped him up, but a 7-yard pickup for the Kentucky quarterback. There is a flag on the play. And it's going against Florida again. They've been offsides twice now on this Kentucky drive. There's Charlie
Offsides,
Strong.
defense. Penalties decline. Result of the play, first down.
So a free play for Andre Woodson. And the Kentucky quarterback picks up the first down.
And I think they're going to get right there in the center of your screen. They get Ray McDonald for, getting started a little bit early. But, when you get that kind of pressure and you don't have everybody covering up, you open up a big lane for the quarterback to run through.
Woodson under center on first and 10 at the Florida Gator 36. Florida leading 6-0. They scored the touchdown but missed the extra point. Woodson around the shoestrings, and the catch made by the tight end again. That's Tamme, and the tackle made by Joyner. A couple of catches for Jacob Tamme, and this one picking up about 5 yards. McCullum in on the stop as well.
This time the Gators are back in a zone and reacting up. They want to run that tight end screen to Tamme, but the Gators are in good position, saw the release of the football, reacted up, made the play.
They're going to run a lot of screens, this Kentucky offense, and they'll run them from just about every angle and could throw it to just about any player eligible receiving-wise. They picked up 3 yards on the play. And a flag comes in there again.
Before the snap, false start, number 79, offense. Penalty 5 yards from the previous spot, still second down.
Some sloppy play along the line on both sides early.
Well, it's sloppy play in an instant, but, I still look at this young fella, Andre Woodson, using that voice flexion, that cadence, to try and get some cheap yardage against the Gators. And that time, Williams just didn't sit in there. You got to watch the football against a guy like this.
Florida shows blitz again, and now they back off. And Woodson feeling pressure right up the middle, and down he goes. Joe Cohen got there, and Clint McMillan, number 98, might have been the first man to get to the quarterback.
And looked like McMillan is down. Got injured on that play. Let's go back and take a look. That's McMillan coming on a stunt. Both he and Joe Cohen. He gets in, makes the play. But really can't tell what happened to him. Just a good pass rush. He's walking off. So, the young fellow just outstanding pass rush. Great job between the tackle. A tackle-tackle game with Joe Cohen came to the right, and McMillan came around and was able to get the sack on Woodson.
Cohen and McMillan combining on that sack, and now Kentucky is third and very long. 3rd and 21. The Wildcats still in Florida territory at the 47. They flood the right side with 3 receivers. Gators rush 4. Woodson in trouble from behind. He eludes one man, but there he goes again. Ray McDonald clobbered him from behind at midfield.
That time we saw the cat and mouse game between Charlie Strong and Greg Madison, where they said to Al Sanders, you know what? We're coming after you. We're going to make you throw it hot. And if you don't get rid of it, we're going to get the sack. And that time the Gators were able to chase down Andre Woodson and throw him for a big loss.
The key, though, Nat, they did it with a 4-man rush. Well, those front 4 just whipped that Kentucky offensive line.
But they showed them man coverage. They showed them blitz and then backed out of it.
Tim Mastay will punt. And Brandon James waits to return. Oh, it is blocked. And it trickles across the 30. Not too bad for Kentucky, despite the blocked punt. And there's a flag dropped. I think it was Ryan Smith who blocked the punt.
And I think that was Dorian Monroe, number 34, that actually got in there and got his hands on the football. I could be wrong.
It's going to be a 27-yard punt. We'll get another look at the block. He didn't get all of it, but he certainly got a piece of it. And is Florida going to take the football? It looks like they'll decline the penalty. Let's take a look at the block.
We have a legal motion against the kicking team.
I stand corrected there, David. You were right. It was Ryan Smith. Came very close to actually taking that ball off the foot of the kicker.
We've already seen one blocked extra point tonight by Kentucky, and now a blocked punt by Florida. And the Gators with the ball at the 27. A handoff to Sean Wynn, a gaping hole up the middle for Wynn. He gets 7 to the 35. And the tackle is made by number 9, Darrell White, talented senior out of Middlesboro.
And David, this defensive line has a tendency of calling slants left and right, and linebackers trying to fill going the other direction, but you mess around and hit a gap, and you've got a big hole each and every time.
Here's Wynn again, fighting to the 37. About a yard short of a first down, it would appear. And a tackle made by Lamar Mills, another senior. Kentucky's done a nice job of mixing in a couple of their solid veterans like Mills and Darrell White that have been around a long time, and also some very good young recruits.
Now, earlier we were talking with the sports information director from Kentucky, and he was telling us about this young man, Myron Pryor, who is a sophomore that might be their best athlete along that defensive line, that just had an outstanding game last week versus Ole Miss, where he had 1 sack, 1 interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. And that's what you got to do, is get some seniors and some leaders, and then you got to be able to infuse some young talent to go with those guys, so you don't have everybody graduating at the same time.
About an inch shy. There's Pryor, the sophomore from Louisville. Well, he had a career game last week in their victory against Ole Miss. Did a little bit of everything. Won in each category.
Oh, that was almost like a season in one game, When you get that many big plays in one ball game, that's outstanding from a defensive tackle position.
And Kentucky is going to rotate their front four with 2, maybe even 3 deep, and their linebackers as well. So we'll see a lot of different folks for Kentucky tonight. And the Wildcats have not had much depth in recent years. Scholarship limitations due to NCAA sanctions affected them in 2002, 3, and 4, really last year as well. And just now beginning to build their scholarship base back as a team. So they're building some depth. 3rd down and short, power I formation. And the first down picked up easily by Deshaun Wynn as he powers it up the middle to the 40-yard line. Booker made the tackle for Kentucky.
When is the last time you've seen that power I formation where you got 3 backs behind each other? I mean, when you've got 2 lead blockers and you're getting movement from that offensive line, you know, there's got to be a crease. Look at the movement by the offensive line. You got 2 lead blockers. Billy Laxko just always gets his man. He just clears everything out of there.
So that picks up the first down. The ball is at the 40. That is Laxko in motion. Deshaun Wynn, little counter. And Wynn picks up 5 to the 45-yard line. Catch the Texas Pete's live pregame show at Saturday, September 30th from the Swamp. The Gators host the Tide and a huge Southeastern Conference showdown only on Sun Sports. Florida, Alabama. Next Saturday, right here from Gainesville. Leak off the play action fake. Oh, he got hammered back at the 35-yard line. That's the man we talked about, Nat. Myron Pryor came in there and just clubbed Chris Leak.
Well, Pryor has great quickness and athleticism. That time they ran an in-tackle game, and he came all the way around unblocked. Here's another look. He's at the tackle position. Now watch him come off. In goes down inside. Great timing and execution by the defensive end. Here he is right here. Now watch. Good job. He allows the defensive end to come. He takes up 3 blockers, and this leaves Pryor unblocked. And just a nice job and good job of keeping his hands from up around the headgear where he could have got called for hitting the quarterback in the head.
It is 3rd and 14. Leak rolling right. Setting up and firing down the right side. He put that ball right in the seam, and it is caught by Jamel Cornelius. The Gators needed 13. They picked up 16 and a Florida first down.
And I tell you what I like about that is we see, you'll see Cornelius goes down. He finds the open spot, little double move, and then he just sets down, catches the ball in his body, protects the football. But a nice job by Chris Leak of getting outside and then setting his feet and then getting some zip on the football that time, David.
Beautiful throw and a nice job by Cornelius to get that first down yardage. Keyston Moore in the backfield. Florida sitting at the Kentucky 46-yard line, leading 6-0. This is Moore up the middle. And about 5 yards again for Keyston Moore. The Gators are running the ball effectively. They were able to grind it out just enough last week up in Knoxville to keep Volunteer defense on their toes, with Deshaun Wynn getting 104 yards. And we're seeing a lot more of Keyston Moore here in this one.
Well, you want to keep both guys fresh because you want to pound the football against this defense. Offensive line is doing a nice job. The backs are not even getting touched till they get into the secondary, get past the line of scrimmage. So Good job by the O-line.
Percy Harvin has just checked in. That's him in motion. And the Gators give him the ball on the reverse, the end around, out of the slot position. Just a couple of yards for Percy Harvin. It looked like Kentucky might have been looking at a little bit of film on Mr. Harvin. Paul Warford made the stop for the Wildcats.
Well, the key is he's not able to get out here. That's where he's trying to get. You never get it walled in. So therefore he turns it up. You know, he's one of those smart receivers that runners that realize at some point you can't continue to go east and west. You got to turn it north and south and get as much as you can. That time he picked up 2 yards.
Harvin has a tender ankle. Sprained ankle last week, a high ankle sprain in Knoxville. Oh, Leak would like to have that one back. He threw it a little bit too high for Cornelius Ingram, and the pass is incomplete. It's 4th down.
And David, what was the difference on that play? He had Ingram open early, and instead of setting his feet, throwing the football, he tried to throw it on the run, and it got away from him. He tried to get it there in a hurry. You got a receiver that wide open. Chris has got to take his time and hit him in the numbers.
Now here's confidence in your offense. It's 4th down And a long 2, and the Gators will go for it at the Kentucky 39.
And this is where you'd like to see the Gators start to use some of their cadence and try and pull the defense off, get some cheap plays.
Only a 3-man rush. Leak is going to get sacked at the 44. And Kentucky is going to have terrific field position as the Wildcats rushed only 3 men, dropped 8 men back in coverage, and Leak could not find an open receiver.
Well, and that's the risk you run when you go for it on 4th down. Is you catch the wrong coverage, and then there's just nobody open. Big number 98 Pryor drops out of there, blocks up the middle, and there's just nowhere for Leak to go with the football. But a poor job by the offensive line when you've got 5 blocking on 3, and they're able to get to the quarterback.
Charlie Strong and Greg Madison and that defensive staff trying to come up with the right combination here as Kentucky is 1st and 10. Woodson throws it over the head of Tammy and incomplete. Now, Strong and Madison, Nat, they tell us that they work together. They're very close to one another. That's Doc Holliday next to Greg Madison. But these 2 guys, they combined during the week to set the game plan with the help of the entire staff. They say there's no egos. This group works together extremely well, a lot of respect for one another, and it truly is a team effort coach-wise.
And David, that's a beautiful thing when you have no egos and everybody can put aside the jealousies with the idea that we're finna to make a play. Good pressure once again by the Gators, but when you've got two great minds like Madison as well as Strong, and they're able to get together on things, that's just going to make them tougher. Now look at the pressure. The Gators bring Reggie Lewis, but they actually catch the Gators in a blitz. They got what they want, but the pressure forced Woodson to overshoot his intended receiver. Jarvis Moss also in there. Looked like a jailbreak as the Gators defense went after Woodson that time.
There's Charlie Strong. He's in contact with Chuck Heater up in the press box, who also has a major part in what the Gators are doing defensively. 3rd down and 10. Woodson scrambling, now setting and firing. He's got his receiver, and that is Pulley, the backup quarterback, on the catch and a Kentucky 1st down to the Florida 40-yard line. Joyner made the stop on Curtis Pulley.
And this is the offensive line and the footwork of Woodson as he's able to buy time. He rolls out, sets his feet, rolls back inside, and then he sees a wide open Pulley dragging across the other side of the football field, gets him the ball for the 1st down. But, just too much time to throw the football. Defensively, you can't cover that long, David.
That's a big 3rd down conversion for the Wildcats. And now they are across the midfield strike for the 2nd time in this quarter. Blitz from the outside. Pass thrown quickly, and it is incomplete. Pulley tried to scoop it up off the turf, but the official on top of the play says no.
And David, what I'm watching here with Woodson, because, a year ago, you would not see this out of Andre Woodson, but it almost looks like he's pulling a Peyton Manning at times where, he's faking, he's calling, and he's waiting for the defense to commit. And then you think about Randy Sanders coming over, who had been at Tennessee, and I think you're starting to see some of those mannerisms.
Now, the only coaching change made by Kentucky in the offseason was bringing in Randy Sanders, who was let go by Tennessee's Philip Fulmer. And a couple of yards on the carry. Jarvis Moss makes the stop on Dixon. Opportunity for Kentucky. And the pass is batted down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. 6'6" Jarvis Moss. Nope, that's Derek Harvey, who's about 6'5", and he got that big right hand up there and was able to slap it away.
And Derek Harvey got his first start of the season as Ray McDonald moved into the nose guard position. Very aware, 3-step drop. You can't get there if you're a defensive lineman. You got to get your hands up. Ole Miss knocked down quite a few balls against this same Kentucky Wildcat offense.
Well, Kentucky will go for it on 4th down. They need 5 at the Florida 35-yard line late in the 1st quarter. And a flag. Once again, the cadence of Andre Woodson apparently has the Gators off balance. Florida's pointing at Kentucky, however.
And that was because defensive end that time was able to get back. He didn't make contact, and he was able to get back out of the neutral zone.
Ball start, number 8 on the offense.
That's the receiver.
From the previous spot, still 4th down.
Demario Ford, number 8. And now Kentucky will punt.
You know, when you can use the cadence, as we take a look at the penalties already, Kentucky with 4 and the Gators with 2. You know, David spoke about it earlier that the Gators are last in the conference in penalties, and Kentucky, I guess, is next to last. You know, so they're 11 and 12.
The other way around.
12 and 11.
So within just a couple of yards of each other. They're at the bottom. Let's put it that way. Mastay will punt. Brandon James standing back at the 10-yard line. Gators got a hand on the first Mastay offering. James calling for and makes the fair catch inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
I mean,
guy.
You know, when you have the confidence that you're going to beat the first guy, you guys just take care of the guys after that. I'm going to take care of things with that first guy. There's no way he's going to bring me down. That's big.
Sean Wynn, the ball carrier. The tackle made by Booker. Nice tackle on the corner by Carl Booker, the 5th-year senior from Chesapeake, West Virginia. And that's going to be the final play of the first period. Florida scoring the only touchdown of the game.
Second to Danny Werfel in every category there is when it comes to throwing the football.
And here's a guy that has had a different offensive coordinator every year until this year when Dan Mullen and this Gator staff remain the same. A lot of pressure, but the ball is thrown to Baker. Not many white shirts if Baker can get past these two. And now they run him down as he is tackled by Woodyard up around the 38-yard line. 28 yards on the play. And a good play call for what Kentucky brought, Nat, defensively.
Yep, they caught him in the corner blitz, and as they come with the blitz, Baker catches this ball, and he's got Phil Trotwine out front. Phil does a good job of throwing, and then watch Dallas Baker, you know, big, tall, lanky guy working his feet, making people miss, picks up additional yardage. Outstanding run.
It really was. Baker with the 2 touchdown catches in the second half last week, the game winner with about 6.5 minutes to go to knock off Tennessee. This is Deshaun Wynn trying to pick his way left side of the line and manages to get back to the line of scrimmage before running into sophomore Braxton Kelly, number 56. Kelly, a young man that had 11 tackles against the Gators last year up in Lexington. Remember that game? Kentucky scored early. I think they blocked the punt. They scored first, and then Florida led 49-7 at the half.
Well, they played good except for this quarter. The second quarter was where the gates opened up, and Florida just started raining touchdowns on them.
Well, last year they were not a good second and fourth quarter team. But this year, with more depth, Kentucky has scored more points than their opponent 3 weeks into the season in the second and fourth quarters. Leak on the option. And the pitch across the 40 to the 41-yard line. A 3-yard pickup by the Gators. That was Jamel Cornelius. Only one score so far in the game. It came on this play. On the end around and the toss back to Leak. And a wide open Jamel Cornelius in the end zone. His 3rd touchdown catch of the year. And his 7th career touchdown catch. And the 5th-year senior from Fort Meade. His father, the minister, going to have a nice drive back to South Florida tonight. Get ready to take that pulpit tomorrow. He'll be floating high tomorrow down in Fort Meade. Leak on 3rd down. Intended for Baker. It is tipped and incomplete. I tell you, Baker did a pretty good job that time after he did make the catch of making sure Kentucky did not come up with the interception, because number 2, Marcus McClinton, almost had that one.
Well, this time Dallas knows this is one he should have. He's the main target here. Ball's thrown just a little bit behind him. He bats it up, but then he turns to a defensive player in the middle of that play and knocks the ball out. You know, a lot of times when a receiver doesn't make that catch, he drops his head and forgets to continue the play. That time, Dallas Baker continued to play and became a defender, saved the interception.
Eric Wilbur, boy, did he get this one. Keenan Burton backpedals to the 1-yard line. And there's McCollum, and there are McCollum and Joyner, and those two bring him down at the 6 or 7. That is a 57-yard bomb off the right foot of Eric Wilbur. Enter to win the SunTrust Big Game Tailgate and tickets for 20 sweepstakes. You could get 20 tickets to the Florida State game, including passes to our VIP tailgate party. Visit any SunTrust branch in Florida before October 31st to register. Great pursuit by Brian Crum and the Florida defense on first down. Kentucky backed up, and the ball is at the 8-yard line after a gain of just a yard.
Outstanding play by a strong side linebacker, Brian Crum. You know, they're running to a strong side. It's all about being able to fight off the block, and then he's able to grab Dixon and just throw him down with that big right hand. So, beautiful play.
Wildcats line up in the eye. That's Dixon in motion. Florida comes with a linebacker blitz, and the ball is thrown over the middle. A good call for the play, and Tammy has his 3rd catch. This one out to the 15-yard line and a 7-yard pickup. Middle linebacker Brandon Seiler had vacated this spot where the ball was thrown.
Well, that time looks like Earl Everett was not playing his help. He's got inside. He's got help outside. He jumps outside. Tammy breaks across, and you get a completion. You got to know where your help's coming from, David. You got a defender sitting out there to the outside ready to pick it if it goes that way. You've got to be ready to take it inside.
Kentucky needs a long yard. They'll try to run for it. And tripped up is Terrell Bankhead, the fullback. But he picks up first down yardage, a gain of 3. Crum again on the stop. The 5th-year senior that's played tight end. Moved to linebacker. Really finding a home finally late in his Florida career. And the Gators had questions about that linebacking position coming into the season. They knew Seiler and Everett were going to be solid, but Crum has really stepped up in his 5th-year senior campaign.
And he's just played wherever they've asked him to play. He's played some at the tight end. He's played at with the tailback. I mean, pretty much wherever they wanted him to play, he's lined up and tried to get the job done.
They get Woodson rolling to his right, and he connects with Dickie Lyons Jr., whose father was one of the most exciting players in Southeastern Conference history. A return specialist and wide receiver for the Wildcats back in the late 60s, Dickie Lyons Sr. And Dickie Lyons Sr. is in the swamp tonight to watch his young son play.
Well, nice job by the Gators of holding off the deep route, forcing him to throw it to Dickie Lyons on the short route, and then coming up to make the tackle if necessary. But you cannot let them run those corner routes and bite on that underneath stuff and give them the big plays down the field, because that's really what Woodson want to do.
Lyons with 6 touchdown catches, 2 in each of the first 3 games. Pressure, Woodson, flag thrown, and the pass incomplete. The flag dropped back in the area where Woodson was rolling out. Big number 72 lost his hat. Michael Aitchison, the right tackle, and we'll see what the call is. Woodson clapping his hands and pointing toward the Gators. Usually you get a hold back in there when a quarterback is under pressure like that against the offense, but that does not appear to be the case.
And when you look at this football, this game, it's not just about talent. You know, it's about controlling your emotions.
Illegal helmet contact on the 91 defense. Penalties 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
That's on Derek Harvey. And we'll see if we can pick it up. Number 91.
That's Derek Harvey right there. You know, he's working against 2 guys. Well, it couldn't have been on Harvey. It looked like it actually was on Jarvis Moss, number 94.
Well, it's not 91.
Yeah.
It gives Kentucky a first down to the 38-yard line. The give is to the tailback, Tony Dixon, turning it to the outside, and nice burst of speed across the 45 to the 48. Ryan Crum again makes the tackle, and it's a first down for the Wildcats, a gain of 12 yards for Tony Dixon.
Pretty nice drive so far for the Wildcats, starting back around their 4-yard line. But here we see the speed of Dixon. You know, look like you're in good position, and all of a sudden you see this burst of speed, and all of a sudden he's around the corner. and able to turn it upfield.
Dixon, the number 2 tailback in this Kentucky offense. Raphael Little, suffering from a severe turf toe, has not played tonight, and we do not expect Little to play at all for Kentucky. So Dixon is going to do the bulk of the work at the running back position. Woodson has a man open, perfectly thrown ball to the tight end Tammy, and Tammy is tackled by Lewis, Reggie Lewis, at the 17-yard line. But there is a flag on the play. 34 yards, but we'll check the flag.
And David, this is a play that they've had a lot of success with, where they run a little pick route, where they run a wheel route to the inside guy. First guy comes in, picks off the inside defender.
And that's what they call
pass interference, yeah.
Well, you don't see that call very often. It must have been very obvious.
Yeah, they got away with it in the Ole Miss game. Here's another look. Now watch the pick right here. You know, he just picks Tony Joyner off.
Dickie Lyons Jr. wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's just too obvious. And they've got to call it as Jacob Tammy
offense
loses that reception.
Penalty's 15 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
Well, that negates the big play, and it penalizes Kentucky 15 yards.
And I'll guarantee you that somewhere this week, the coaching staff of the Gators told the officials to be alert, to look out for this, because they got away with it in the Ole Miss game. You know, coaches scout things, and then the officials also watch films so that they're prepared to make these kind of calls.
If the receiver just kind of gets in the way and there's not contact, then they generally let it go, don't they, Nat?
Yeah, but you've got to keep running. You can't stop and impede the progress of the defender.
Pressure on Woodson again. Swings it out to Pulley. Pulley got away from one Gator and the second also, and then it takes 3 defenders to bring him down. Pulley, a tremendous athlete. A gain of 3 should have been a loss of yardage.
If you remember last year, here's Pulley right there in the slot. He was the 3rd guy coming in. And, well, you know, the thing is, a guy like that, you just got to come in and put your hat on his belt buckle. You can't move that belly button. You know, if you start trying to catch him up high, you know, he can move that part. He can move those legs, but the center part of your body is not going to move.
Only a 3-yard gain. It's 2nd and 22. Florida shows blitz again. Woodson looks to the sideline. The play clock is at 3. He's not going to get the ball off in time. Did he call timeout? I do not see a flag, and they did call timeout just before the clock expired.
Timeout.
So quarterback Andre Woodson, confused by Florida's defensive look. There has not been a takeaway in this game. Florida was so adept at forcing turnovers a season ago, but they're -1 coming into tonight's game. Kentucky forced 5 turnovers last week against Ole Miss. So far, nothing on either side of the ball.
And David, have not recovered a fumble all year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unheard of, that the Gators would go through 3 ball games and the ball's been on the ground, but they haven't been able to come up with it.
It is remarkable. 2nd down and long. Let's see what Strong and Madison and company come up with here defensively. Showing a lot of different looks tonight. This time, Seiler showing a blitz, so is McCollum. McCollum drops, so does Seiler. And the pass is thrown and caught by Pulley. Pulley with the ball across midfield, and then Reggie Nelson, Tony Joyner, tackle him at the 46-yard line. But it's a 17-yard play for Kentucky, and now they're in a position where they have a decent chance to pick up a 1st down.
And it just shows you how valuable Pulley is. Here's his backup quarterback that they put him out at the wide receiver position, and you know, he becomes the playmaker. You've got great playmakers in Burton and Lyons, and so far Pulley has been the guy coming up with the big plays.
He's also their kick blocking specialist. Jarvis Moss wrestles the quarterback to the ground. And Woodson is upset about something. Now a very late flag is thrown.
Well, they thought they had pulled Joe Coyne offside, I think, David. Here's Joe Coyne in the middle of your field.
Was he in the neutral zone?
But he actually was stepping laterally, so, you know, he might have not actually have been in the neutral zone.
It's a sideline warning against Kentucky. They got all riled up when there was no flag thrown.
Now, there you see his first step was actually to his left, and Jarvis Moss comes in and gets the sack. First sack of the year. Moss was the leading sacker for the Gators last year.
Well, Kentucky, Rich Brooks is upset. Kentucky had been sacked only 7 times through 3 weeks. Florida already has sacked Woodson 3 times tonight. Brandon James stands back at the 10. He is itching to get a chance to return one. Maste hangs it high. And the Flyers down there with James. Brandon catches it with the defender in his face, holds on to the football. And it's Alfonso Smith, the Flyer, that made the tackle. There's another flag. Remember, these are the 2 most penalized teams in the Southeastern Conference, and we've seen already a lot of penalties in this first half.
Well, and David, you got to be very careful that you don't help a team like Kentucky stay in the ball game and give them a chance to start to believe that is that they can win this football game. You know, you just can't do things like that. And then also, you know, Brandon James, young fella that really want to make some things happen, want to make a play. But when you got a guy in your face, you got to fair catch that football, David. You can't take a chance like that of muffing the ball or getting hit as you're trying to secure it and put it away. And all of a sudden, Kentucky has the ball down inside your 10-yard line.
Young fella wants to make a play so badly that he might tend to make a bad judgment.
And those are the things that you learn. And you know, sometimes it's more difficult to learn because the bad play never happens.
Well, one thing
you get away with it.
One thing very clear, Nat, Kentucky is a much better football team than the Kentucky team we saw in late September a year ago.
Oh, there's no question about that, especially when you start looking at their special teams. And offensively, you know, with their big play ability. You know, defensively, they're trying to develop that depth so they can stay in the ball game a lot longer. That's why they're playing so many guys.
And Leak has had kind of a tough go of it so far in this first half. Gators backed up after the penalty. There's a nice hole for Deshaun Wynn. Wynn, who runs low to the ground, is able to bang it out to the 20, a gain of 14 yards and a first down for the Gators. And that gives Leak and his Florida offense a little breathing room. Shamari Moore made the tackle.
Another good block over that right side. Nice job by Drew Miller and Carlton Metter. Here's another look at it. Good lead block. And Deshaun Wynn just picking his hole. You know, this is something that the Gators can do all day. You know, you can gash this 4-man front. You know, you get the good double team and let Deshaun Wynn pick his hole.
Latsko sliding in motion. Fake to Wynn. Leak going to throw it deep, and it is incomplete. Intended for Baker. And the defender, Marcus McClinton, got there just as the ball arrived and knocked it loose. McClinton, the sophomore from Fort Campbell. He was hurt early last year. He started the first couple of games, so we did not see him in Lexington. They had so many injuries. 17 starters were injured last year, and they lost a total of 80 games to those injuries.
Wow. Well, it's kind of hard to play when you can't get your best personnel on the field. At that time, Kentucky guessed right. They were expecting pass. They started with the 4-man rush, dropped the tackle out, and really just covered the zones.
2nd and 10. Wynn sweeping to the left. A lot of white shirts pursuing, and no gain for Deshaun Wynn. Kentucky's defense swarming to the football. Number 98 again on the bottom of the pile, Myron Pryor. Sophomore out of Louisville, very talented. And again, a guy that's had some injury problems, just coming back and playing at 100% tonight. Look at that front 4 with Mills, a senior, Darrell White, number 9, a senior. Pryor only a sophomore. It's 3rd and 10 for the Gators. Defensive coordinator Mike Archer doing a nice job tonight. And Leak throwing off his back foot, didn't get enough on it, and it's incomplete. Intended for Baker again. It'll be 4th down, and Florida will have to punt.
And I tell you, David, if he was able to step up and throw this football, you'll see someone get right at his feet. Once again, it's Pryor that looked like he sort of tipped that football as Leak tried to release it. But they are continually running that tackle, that end tackle game where the end goes first, the tackle comes around, and Pryor is coming wide open.
And the Wildcats, very dangerous punt return team. Wilbur High punt, angled toward the sideline. Burton calls for the fair catch. At the 34-yard line, a 46-yard punt by Eric Willow. Oh, he's got his A game going tonight. First to 58-yarder with only a 4-yard return. This one 46 with no return.
Man's a chance to heal because when he's healthy, he's something to watch.
Florida's defense pitching a shutout, which is remarkable. This Kentucky team, a very explosive offensive team, and they throw another screen play. This one to Tony Dixon, and it picks up a Wildcat first down and a gain of about 13. Reggie Nelson made the tackle. They will throw a lot of screens tonight. Already have.
Well, they show the belly screen to one side and then screens it out to Dixon. You know, linebacker cannot take the inside. You got to get outside, turn everything back to the pursuit. If you take the inside gap, that allows Dixon to get outside. He's able to pick up the first down.
Kentucky has occupied the ball near midfield for most of this first half. Quick toss, Pulley. And Pulley, his third catch of the game, tackled by Brandon Seiler after a gain of 3. Pulley, a real talented guy. Their backup quarterback. He's got 3 balls. He's their kick blocking specialist. Another injury update from Steve on Clint McMillan. Steve, what do you got?
Yeah, the defensive line took a hit. Clint McMillan turned an ankle. They're going to see if they can tape it up and he can go back in. But after that one big play, he's not been in with a sprained ankle.
That line a little bit thin as it is without Marcus Thomas available. Right now, McDonald and Harris are the tackles. And a quick toss. Dickie Lyons Jr. has a first down for the Wildcats at the 39. Tremaine McCullum made the tackle, but a 9-yard play for Kentucky. Again, just a 3-step drop, and Woodson firing the ball to Lyons.
And what the line's got to do is, you know, they're running around. They're trying to get stunts. They're trying to get to the quarterback, but you can't get there. Once you see that 3-step drop, you've got to try and get your hands in the line of the quarterback. Force him to have to throw around you. Force him to hold the ball a little bit longer.
Woodson glancing to the sideline. The play clock is at 5. And a shovel pass on the inside to Dixon. Nice play. Tony Joyner came in here and broke that up. That could have been a big play for Kentucky, but a nice job by Joyner. And then Ray McDonald finished him off.
You're seeing an array of different types of plays, and you see why Kentucky is leading the SEC in scoring with 33 points a ball game. You know, when you can run the shovel pass and you can throw screen passes, you're going to complete a high percentage of passes, and a lot of times you know, these guys will be able to break it for long runs that help your passing per yards per catch.
Good yardage on first down for the Wildcats. It's 2nd down and 5 at the Florida 35. On the draw, Dixon again, out across the 30 to the 26-yard line of Florida. That's 10 more yards for the Kentucky offense. They threatened to score late in the first half.
And let's see if these 4 guys here stay in their lanes, you know, because that's what they're looking at. They've got to stay in their lanes and react to the football. There you see big hole. You see one guy going outside, one guy going inside. Everybody's got to be in a gap against a team like this. You know, when you start running all over the place, they're going to gash you for big running plays and especially big passing plays.
Kentucky's offensive coordinator, Joker Phillips, has called a pretty good game. He coached with Greg Madison in Notre Dame. The pass to Pulley. And Pulley evading tacklers, then fumbles the football. And who's got it? Kentucky got it back at the 8-yard line. It looked like Reggie Nelson was all over it, but somehow it got away from him.
Well, and that's why they teach you when you get a chance to recover the ball, you know, just a little screen pass. You know, they come at you every way possible. But good job of swiping that ball out by
Seiler.
Brandon Seiler. And the Gators just not able to get the football. This ball has been on the ground a couple times as Pulley lets it out. But Reggie Nelson is on top of it, rolls, but leaves the football on the ground, I guess.
And the Wildcats will take a timeout. They are first down and goal at the Florida 8-yard line. This Kentucky offense, you can see the confidence building. They've driven the ball all the way to the Florida 8-yard line. It's first and goal. With exactly 3 minutes to play and a half. Here's an end around. Did not fool Jarvis Moss, and now here comes help. And Jones running the wrong way, but somehow stays on his feet. Jones to the 10, to the 5, and to the 3-yard line. David Jones, a sophomore from Red Jacket, West Virginia. Boy, did he make some Gators miss him. I don't know how Florida did not wrap him up way back there.
And David, it goes back to the ability to make the play. Now, watch Jones right here. You've got defender in perfect position. He forces him to his help. Now, from right here, you've got him. You've got to be able to make that play. You've got him back at the 20-yard line. Instead, he not only gets a good gain, but he gets it down to the 1-yard line as he's able to break tackles in the end.
Well, what a play by Jones, a little used receiver for Kentucky. Dixon is the tailback. And Woodson will throw. Touchdown, Kentucky. Maurice Grintner, the freshman fullback out of Louisville, is in the end zone, and Kentucky ties the score at 6, and they'll go for the extra point to take the lead. Lonis Siebert's extra point is good, and the Wildcats have taken a 7-6 lead with 1:59 left in the second quarter. There's a flag on the play. Let's get a look at the touchdown.
Well, this is just a good play action, and starting the ball game, we said that one of the things that Andre Woodson was very good at, does a nice job of hiding the football as he puts the empty hand into the belly of the running back and then gets the ball out to his fullback, Maurice Grintner, for the touchdown.
First touchdown by Grintner. In fact, that's the first time that he's touched the ball tonight for Kentucky. And they lead Florida 7-6 late in the first half. Special teams a big factor. Brandon James is going to bring it out from the 1-yard line. James across the 20, slides down at the 22. That's a 22-yard return, and the tackle made by Ashton Cobb, number 27. As an assistant coach, Urban went on to become the head coach at Bowling Green. Phillips took his spot and is now offensive coordinator for Kentucky. Pass is caught by Cornelius, and then he is driven back, but he is going to be good for a first down on his forward progress to the 33-yard line. Chris Leak moving up the Florida record books with that pass completion.
All-time completion leader now.
Passing Shane Matthews. It's first down. Gators in a hurry-up offense. Beautifully timed play as Cornelius catches the ball again and is out of bounds to stop the clock at the 44-yard line. Lindley in coverage, but there's not much you can do about that. Just a good, well-timed play by Leak and Cornelius.
And that's called trust, where the quarterback has to trust in the receiver that he's going to get to death, and if he throws it on time, the receiver is going to turn around and make the catch, you know. That's part of that confidence we were talking about earlier in the broadcast with Chris Leak in this system now, as well as the young receivers.
On first down, Leak. And Cornelius Ingram caught it. Did he have possession? The officials say yes. And he got out of bounds across midfield at the 49. Ingram's first reception tonight, a 6-yard pickup for the Gators. And they're trying to at least get in field goal range with 1:17 left. And the ball now at the Kentucky 49.
And David, I'm seeing something here tonight that is a little bit different from what we've seen all year. Is you're seeing more receivers tonight catch the ball in their body instead of in their hands, you know, and that's when you start to have those juggles.
Quick throw back to Dallas Baker. He's got a wall of blockers. And a Kentucky defender, Booker, came up to make a nice open field tackle on Baker. He might still be running. Florida has all 3 timeouts left and 1:07 on the clock, and they're marching into Kentucky territory now at the 39.
And what a nice job by Phil Tropwine of getting out there, throwing his body around. You know, you'd like to see Jim Tart turn up and lead, but, you know, when you get the big fellas out there, it's just good to have them out there in open space.
Leak Throwing, Baker with a nice catch, then turns upfield to the 20. Dallas Baker to the 19-yard line of Kentucky. 21 yards. McClendon saved a touchdown for the Wildcats. And Dallas, tough running by Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas using that 6'3", 207-pound frame. You know, he's being jammed all the way down the field, but watch him just break tackles. He continues to keep his legs moving, pulling out of the grabs of would-be defenders. Or should I say would-be tacklers that are defenders.
They are defenders. It's just a matter whether they're tacklers or not. There's Dan Mullen working the sideline. You're just more coming into your screen there, the offensive coordinator, and Urban Meyer stepping in as well. Florida using one of its timeouts. They've got 2 remaining.
You know, the defense has played their hearts out, keeping them off the board this first half, and then all of a sudden, you know, they were down. Now it's time for the offense to pick up the pace.
A no-back set. Here comes a blitz. Leak steps up and going to break free to the 15. Tripped up from behind at the 12. Roger Williams got him by a shoestring.
I tell you, if Roger Williams don't make this play, Chris Leak is in the end zone. They caught him in a man coverage where everybody was chasing.
Gators still have 2 timeouts. They do not call one here. Under 30 seconds to go. And a handoff fooling everybody. Deshaun Wynn steps in for the touchdown. Mike Archer and Rich Brooks having words on the Kentucky sideline. Who would have thought the Gators would hand it off and Wynn would run it in? Practically, he might have been untouched, Nat, for the touchdown.
I tell you what, great blocking along that offensive line by the entire offensive line. So let's give them their props. Phil Trotwine, Jim Tart, Steve Rissler, Drew Miller, and Carlton Metter.
And Kentucky blocks another extra point. Well, they're congratulating big number 89, that's Sean Murphy. Let's see if he's the man who got it. There he is. He just jumps up like he's playing basketball, blocking a shot.
Well, it was not only Murphy, but it was also, once again, the quarterback, Pulley, getting great pressure again and getting up.
Well, he's their specialist.
And you have to wonder, David, how does that affect Chris Hetland? You know, he's missed 2 field goals. He's had all kinds of problems with the snap and the holder, and now he gets two extra points blocked where he was perfect on extra points. You know, there's got to be some demons going through his head because, in retrospect, he's not doing anything wrong.
Last week in Knoxville, he missed a 47-yard field goal and a 52-yard field goal, 2 long kicks. So really, you could understand those. But tonight with the 2 blocked extra points, and it's 12-0. A short kick fielded by an up man. Kentucky is going to have great field position. In fact, tough to bring the big man down for the Wildcats across the 40 to the 44-yard line. And we still have 12 seconds on the clock. Kentucky does have 1 timeout left. Jermaine McCullum made the tackle. And Rich Brooks trying to get his offensive group together. And, well, that kick didn't work very well for the Gators either. So special teams continue to be a big factor in this game.
Well, David, if you're going to squib it, you can't squib it right at somebody. You know, you got to squib it to an open area, let the ball bounce down, you know, trying to keep them from setting up their return. You know, but already we see one of the rule changes where Kentucky is forced to use one of their timeouts strictly because once the ball was brought into play, the clock would have started.
Yeah, they would have lost 6 or 7 seconds easy.
Yeah, they would have been able to only get 1 play off. Now by using a timeout, they can get a play off, maybe call timeout, get a second play off, or get if they get a good throw down the middle of the field, possibly get their field goal kicker in to try and kick a field goal.
So Kentucky using a timeout, the Gators scoring. Once again, they get into the red zone and they get the job done, Steve.
The Gators coming into this game today have been very good in the red zone. After the first 3 games, 8 of 9 in the red zone, and more importantly, all 8 scores were TDs, 5 passes and 3 runs inside the red zone. Last year it was 78% overall. The Gators are doing very, very well with red zone production.
And a big answer to Kentucky's touchdown with about 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Florida answering with an impressive drive of their own. Woodson wants to throw, pressure coming. And the pass is caught by Keenan Burton at the 37-yard line. And the clock stopped at 2. They don't have any timeouts left, so they've got to down it quickly. And then try a long field goal. I guess it's going to be a real long field goal, or at least maybe take a shot into the end zone. 2 seconds expired. Let's see if they put any more time on the clock.
Well, David, if it's 2 seconds to snap the ball and then throw it down, it takes more than 1 second. So, I don't see what the gripe is.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Go start a Fortune 500 company.
Go write the great American novel.
Go cure cancer.
Go to Mars.
Go Gators.
Visit GoGatorNation.com to continue the story. The University of Florida, the foundation for the Gator Nation.
Your thoughts on the first half and maybe some of the adjustments you talked about with the team at halftime?
We're not playing very well. I think we're playing a decent team that has a little something going with them the way they played last week. We're not playing very well, though. We just got to do much better.
Kicking game-wise, any adjustments with the extra points?
They're almost going to make a change. Not sure yet, but they got the whole team in there. We're going to have to take advantage of that here in a second.
Coach, offensively, you're able to run the ball positively. Might see more of a running game?
We're not getting enough possessions, and then we screw something up, a drop ball. We are running the ball decent, but we only had a handful of possessions, 2 punts, 2 scores. That's not enough possessions.
Thank you, Coach.
And the second half is underway. It's going to be Burton from the goal line. Keenan Burton, one of the top return men in the country, brings it out to the 17-yard line, an 18-yard return. Kentucky nationally ranks number 5 in kick returns and number 6 in the nation in punt returns. So in that regard, Nat, the Gators have done a good job against Kentucky in this ball game tonight. They bottled up Burton on kicks and punts.
And it starts with the kicker or the punter getting the good high hang time and allowing the defenders to get down and cover the kick.
Ball is at the 18. Kentucky is 1st and 10. Andre Woodson. And they run the ball up the middle with Tony Dixon picking up some pretty good first down yards. A 6-yard carry. He was tripped up by Derek Harvey and Brandon Seiler. So the Wildcats come out and run the ball on first down. Kentucky had only 74 yards rushing in the first half, or rather 25 yards rushing, while Florida had 74. Florida got to Woodson 3 times and sacked him. But Woodson, a cool customer at quarterback, the junior from Radcliffe, Kentucky. Rolling to his left. Ryan Crum putting the pressure. They throw it back to Tammy, the tight end. And a nice job by Jarvis Moss. The one Gator over there that stayed home, and Moss made the play.
And David, the Gators actually came with a blitz, a zone blitz, where they dropped Moss in the coverage, and he sees this play develop. Here is Moss on the left side of your screen, but he stays at home the whole time, and then just watch him get upfield before the blocking could get there, and then knocks Tammy to his feet.
Terrific play by Jarvis Moss, the junior from Denton, Texas. Got his first quarterback sack of the season earlier tonight.
And it also shows you the athleticism of a defensive end that can make those kind of plays in the open field.
3rd down, 7 to go. Blitz up the middle from Seiler. The ball is caught by Keenan Burton, and it is a Kentucky first down. Boy, I tell you, Woodson saw Seiler coming, stood in there and threw a nice ball to Keenan Burton. McCullum was all over the play, but it's a Kentucky first down, or it would appear anyhow. They're going to bring the chain. No, they won't. They're going to mark it 1st and 10.
Well, another good route by Keenan Burton, and there you see the ability to catch the ball in your hands. He goes up, catches the ball in his hand, gets the first down, and Woodson able to get rid of the football prior to the defensive tackle, Javier Estepinen, getting there.
Wildcats first down at their 29 early in the 3rd quarter. Florida blitzing again. Kentucky picks it up. Woodson throwing it for Pulley, and it is deflected and incomplete. Two defenders are there, Reggie Lewis and Reggie Nelson, and the Reggie duo able to defend Curtis Pulley. But Kentucky picking up the blitz, Nat, and it was a dangerous looking play for the Gators. Terrific coverage in the secondary.
Well, and what they're doing here is, you got a jump ball. You've got Pulley at 6'4", going against Reggie Lewis at 5'11". He throws it up, but an outstanding job by Reggie Nelson coming from his free safety slot, getting over there, getting in on the play, and not allowing him to out-jump Lewis for the football.
Second down and 10. Florida comes from the outside with a blitz. They throw it the other way to Dickie Lyons Jr. And Lyons coughed up the football. No, they're going to say he was down at the 40. And it's going to be good for another Kentucky first down, a 13-yard play. Co-defensive coordinators Greg Madison and Charlie Strong have their work cut out for them right now. During one stretch of the game last year, Nat, Florida blitzed 15 consecutive plays.
And here you see the ball actually look like it's starting to come out as he's going down. But it's kind of hard to tell.
It is a first down for Kentucky. Randy Sanders over on the sideline signaled in the play for Woodson. And Woodson keeps and runs into the Gator defense. Excellent play by Earl Everett to step up into the gap and make the tackle on the quarterback. Earl Everett, the SEC Defensive Player of the Week, 11 tackles last week up in Knoxville.
Another good job by Derek Harvey of taking care of his responsibility, knowing that Earl Everett, if he cuts it up, he's going to be there. If he takes the quarterback, Woodson is able to pitch the football, and they've gotten outside of the defense. So everybody did their job and trusted their teammates to make a play.
Second down and 11. They set up the screen on the inside to Lyons, and a nice tackle by Everett once again, because Dickie Lyons Jr. was just about to pick up a full head of steam.
So this is something that they'll come after you. They want these four guys right here to get a pass rush, and then you just dump it inside. You got four blockers, your offensive linemen all downfield blocking, and just an outstanding job there by the Gator defender getting Dickie Lyons on the ground, because he had running room there, David. He gets past him, he's gone.
Yes, he did. They are 4 of 7 in third downs conversions tonight. Single setback is Dixon. Woodson scrambling and throws it away. Great pressure by Harvey and Moss, and the pass is incomplete. It's fourth down for Kentucky. They'll have to punt.
And for those people that have been trying to figure out what have I been talking about all night tonight about staying in your lane, staying where you're supposed to be. When everybody converges on the quarterback, that allows him to get outside. That time, everybody stayed at home, and there was nowhere for Woodson to scramble, and they're able to make the play. Very important that you stay at home and let the play come to you.
Tim Mastay, a beautiful spiral. Maybe a returnable ball for Brandon James. He makes that first man miss, and then here he goes to the 20, to the 23-yard line. The freshman from St. Augustine, a 48-yard punt, but a 15-yard return by the freshman. We'll see what Leak and company can do with their first opportunity of the third period. At their 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Deshaun Wynn, who ran the ball for the 13-yard touchdown run last week against Tennessee. Deshaun Wynn carried a career-high 22 times for 104 yards. That was his 11th carry tonight.
And David, look at the push that they get. Good double-team blocking, then Deshaun Wynn running hard, running through arm tackles before he's tackled by Marcus McClinton. Good, positive first down play where you pick up 9 yards. Right around his average. He's been averaging over 5 yards per carry this year.
Almost 6 at the moment for Deshaun Wynn. Second down and a yard. Wynn again breaking right tackle. The ball pops loose. And it is still on the field. Florida football at the 30-yard line.
Billy, let's go. What an effort there. I mean, he laid out, David, like he was shot out of a cannon. I tell you what, you got to know when you break containment, they're going to be coming from behind, and you got to put that ball away. Right there, you got that ball out. It's punched out. But now watch Billy Latsko just come into your picture here and lay out for this football. That's how you figure out who wants it, because Billy said, that's my ball. I don't get it much, but I'm getting this one.
Well, he says they won't give me the ball in the offense, so I'll just go get it when it's down there on the turf. What a play by Latsko, the fullback. Used mostly for his blocking. Leak throwing for near the end zone, and it's broken up at the 5-yard line, intended for Andre Caldwell. And Marcus McClinton with another fine defensive play, a sophomore who's made several. Just a miscommunication there, a busted play. Chris talking to Dallas Baker, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
And I tell you, when you're trying to run these kind of screen passes where you're faking one way and then turning and going the other way, sometimes the receiver sees that he's covered, so he's working to get open, and then all of a sudden, he's not where the quarterback expects him to be.
Yeah. Well, it has not been the smoothest of offensive operations tonight, to say the least, for the Gators. And now they're 3rd and 10 at the 30, trying to build upon a 12-7 lead against Kentucky. No backs, 4-man rush. Leak over the middle. He's got his receiver, and holding on to the football is Kenneth Toots for a Florida first down. The senior from Jacksonville's 2nd catch tonight.
And David, every time someone goes down, it gives another guy an opportunity. And Kenneth Toots, who has not played much in his career, gets his opportunity tonight, comes up with another big play. Good blocking, good clean pocket for Chris Leak to throw the football. Look at him protect that football. Gets down, gets that first down, keeps the drive alive.
Football now at the 13. A one-back set for Chris Leak. Caldwell in motion. The give is to Andre Caldwell on the end around, and he's out of bounds at the 9. Late extracurriculars by number 23, Shamari Moore, and a flag.
And David, both of these teams are living up to their billing as far as bonehead mistakes. When they're just, there's no rhyme or reason for you to hit the man out of bounds. That's just a bonehead mistake.
Now, he's clearly 6 yards out of bounds and felt like he needed to throw Andre Caldwell to the ground.
And that's what happens to teams that are so close to being good football teams. Mistakes like that, come back to haunt you.
Yep, Moore, a sophomore out of Camden, New Jersey. His cousin is DeJuan Wagner, basketball player trying to fight his way back into the NBA. And not a good play by Shamari Moore.
Maybe that's where Shamari Moore got that fight in him, man.
A little bit of nastiness. First down at the 4. Up the middle, touchdown. Keyston Moore. And the lead blocked by Billy Latsko.
Let's see if we can get this extra point.
Yeah, 0 for 2
executed
so far tonight. High snap. And the crowd roars as Hetland puts it through.
Well, let's go back and take a look. Look at this offensive line. They get great movement. They double team off, and then just good, tough running by Keyston Moore as he gets his pads down low and just drives into the end zone.
That's a 75-yard drive for the Gators. 7 plays.
Billy Latsko is so valuable to this Gator football team. Whatever the team needs him to do, he's the first one there and ready to rock and roll.
And the Gators kick the ball through the end zone. That has not happened a whole lot of times this year. That's Ehas showing the strong leg. But here's a tremendous effort after the fumble by Moore.
And here's Billy right there. Now he's actually trailing the play. The ball is knocked out of Deshaun Wynn's arms. And now watch Billy Latsko come shooting in there, out hustles Pryor to get to the football.
And he came from a long way. You really saw it on that replay, how far he came to pounce on that football. Great effort by Billy Latsko. They're running back in the backfield. And the speedster turning the corner, That's number 29, Alfonso Smith. They tell us he's the fastest man on this football team. A redshirt freshman out of Louisville, state high school 100-meter sprint champion, and he showed some burning speed here.
And once again, you get locked inside. That time the defensive end took it on with the wrong shoulder. You've got to take that block on with your left shoulder. He took it on with the right shoulder, and already he's lost containment. Everything's about technique. You take it on with that left shoulder, you're able to bounce back out.
That's only the 4th carry of the year by Smith. Fake it to him and throw it over the middle, and it's caught by the tight end Tammy. Back-to-back first downs for the Kentucky Wildcats, and they're over the midfield stripe at the 49. Reggie Nelson made the tackle.
And David, every time the Gators are getting closer and closer to coming down with some sacks and really getting the big stick on Woodson, but he's able to get rid of the football a half a second early and complete it. You need to start trying to reroute some of these defenders, force Woodson to have to hold on to the ball a little bit longer. Reggie Nelson comes off all banged up.
Nelson had to come to the sideline. Kyle Jackson has checked in for him. Tony Dixon's back in the game. Brandon Seiler says hello to Mr. Dixon. Last week, 7 big tackles up in Knoxville, Tennessee. And back in 2004, Brandon, the SEC's Freshman of the Year.
And David, I don't care who you are, how much speed you got, you can't be dancing and spinning in the hole because the defense has speed as well. There you see Brandon Seiler coming from his middle linebacker spot, putting the grabs on. Smith as Dixon as he's dancing there in the hole.
Florida 19, Kentucky 7 with 6:09 left in the 3rd quarter. Florida coming with the blitz up the middle. Woodson pursued and throws it away. Once again, it was one of the linebackers, Seiler and Everett, just wreaking havoc. This time it's Earl Everett putting the pressure on the quarterback.
Well, Earl Everett is able to put the pressure on the quarterback, but the reason he's able to do that, you got Seiler and Everett crossing, but it's because the receiver out here is covered and he can't throw it on timing. It's more of what I'm talking about. Force the quarterback to have to hold a football, and that allows the blitz or the defender to get there and get some pressure on him.
Gators short on that defensive line. Marcus Thomas out with a suspension. Clint McMillan injured. Javier Estopinan giving the Gators some good work at a tackle position, a converted linebacker. Number 48 right there in the middle of that Florida defensive line, and a timeout taken by Woodson with 5:59 left in the 3rd period. Here's a good look at Estopinan. He didn't get the timeout called in time, did he? Having trouble with our officials' microphone. There's a good look at Javier, a 3rd-year sophomore out of Miami, former linebacker, backup defensive tackle, but he's getting a lot of snaps tonight with the suspension to Thomas, the injury to Clint McMillan, the shuffling of Florida's defensive line. Well, Kentucky did not get the timeout call. They did get penalized 5 yards. Woodson hit from behind. The pass is ruled incomplete. His arm was moving forward, ruled the officials.
And David, now what we're starting to see is the Gators are covering these receivers, and it's forcing Woodson to have to pull that ball down. That time he pulled it down, and in the process, it gave the Gator defense, the Gator pass rush, a chance to get there. You know, outstanding job by Jarvis Moss of working upfield, refusing to be blocked by the left tackle, Gary Williams, and then coming back, getting a hit on the quarterback.
Short kick. And the Gators will watch it down at the 20-yard line. Head coach for the South Carolina Gamecocks, Danny Werfel, the Heisman Trophy winner in 1996. That magical season for Florida. Or when you can win the national championship game against your arch rival. It doesn't get much better than that.
That's as sweet as it gets.
Chris Leak, not among his most impressive showings so far. 10 out of 18, 177 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. In fact, there has not been a turnover in this game. Dallas Baker Breaking to the 40. Baker cannot stretch it out and outrun the Kentucky defender. That's a good play by the Wildcat defense for running down a 29-yard pickup. Terrific job by Dominic Lewis.
Dominic Lewis, defensive end that smells out this screen. And then he just turns up on the afterburners and comes after Dallas. Dallas does a nice job of working away from Booker. You know, sometimes you want to run the screen and you hope to catch zone coverage. You catch man, so you got to do something special to get open, get a quarterback a target to throw to.
Florida connecting with Keyston Moore, and Chris Leak completing another pass for the Gators. GatorsZone.com is the premier site for Gator sports news. Read the latest stories, check out scores, watch live games, plus you can get the best in Gator merchandise, all at GatorsZone.com. Keyston Moore, great cutback, and runs over Booker at the 32-yard line. Keyston Moore, Deshaun Wynn, both putting up some nice numbers running the football tonight against Kentucky, a team that is vulnerable on the ground.
And this is Moore, and he wants to run right up in here. Now watch him find that hole, big gaping hole. Look at him read the blocking. Cuts back, he's a cutback runner. Way to protect the football.
Not this time, though. He lost it. And this time, Kentucky recovers it at the 28-yard line. Well, the Gators have fumbled it, and this time didn't get it back. Flirting with danger earlier tonight. That's number 9 coming out of there with the football, and that's Darrell White, the defensive end.
Looked like he had a big hole to run through, and as he started to go through the hole, ball is knocked out by Kelly. Braxton Kelly was able to swat it out. You know, when you're going through the hole like that, even though it looks like it's a big hole, you got to protect the football.
Well, the first turnover of the night goes against Florida. Stops the Gator drive, the Wildcats at their 28. Woodson is crushed back at the 24 by Jarvis Moss, his second sack of the night.
What an effort by Jarvis Moss. This is a speed rush, and in the process, Gary Williams didn't even get a hand on him. He just zoomed around him and dropped that inside shoulder, that left shoulder, and got to the quarterback. Second sack of the night for Jarvis Moss, huh?
Yep. He's got 2 of those 4. And Florida had only 4 sacks coming into the game in their first 3 games, but they got 4 more tonight against a Kentucky team that had allowed only 7 sacks in their first 3 games. Dixon. Well, that Florida defense just too quick for a little delay like that. Ray McDonald on the stop for the Florida Gators.
And it looks like the tempo, both on offense and defense, has changed. You know, linebackers reading everything. Everybody's getting off their blocks. Early in the ball game, they were staying on their blocks, playing very cautious. Now you're seeing them really getting after it, David.
Well, Kentucky has only 1 touchdown to show for their efforts tonight. Florida leads it 19-7. Wildcats averaging 33 points per game. They are 3rd down and 14. Woodson. Ray McDonald rides into the turf at the 16-yard line. Moved back to the inside tonight due to the suspension of Marcus Thomas. Ray McDonald very comfortable at a tackle spot, Nat.
And here's a guy that broke into the Gator football team at the inside position. This time he's actually working from the defensive end where he just runs over number 57, the left tackle, and gets it in, makes the play. But, you know, just a bull rush. You know, we started the opening talking about Ray McDonald picking up his pace, and both he and Moss have done that.
Well, the ball bounced right back up to Brandon James. There's a flag drop. James tiptoeing around at the 35-yard line. A -7 return. Joe Schuler made the tackle for Kentucky. Figured it could be a trap game for the Florida Gators.
Blocking the back, number 16, receiving team. Penalties 10 yards, from the end of the run. It is first down.
Tim Tebow is going to get his first snap of the ball game. Did not play in the first half, and now checks in with 1:40 to play in the third quarter. Big freshman out of Jacksonville. Played a key role in last week's win up at Rocky Top. They'll option with him. And he's going to keep it, turn it upfield at the 30. Here goes Tebow, pushed out of bounds at the 49-yard line by Wesley Woodyard. A 25-yard run by Tim Tebow. And look at him juice up the crowd after the play.
And David, is obviously someone was not watching the film. You take the pitch man and you leave Tim Tebow unprotected or untackled. You know, he's looking to keep the football anyway.
Yeah. Make him pitch it.
Please, make him pitch it backwards. Give your defense a chance to react to it.
He carried 7 times last week against Tennessee. In fact, he took 7 snaps. He carried the ball 7 times.
In other words, he didn't pitch it at all.
No.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure I didn't miss the game.
He's going to roll out this time and stand up there to throw it. Now come back to the other side. Tebow will run it again. Lowers his shoulder into the defender, Booker, and goes out of bounds at the 40. 11 more yards for the freshman.
David, this guy has so much athleticism. He goes back. He's going to throw the football, and they've got good coverage, but they lose containment. Now watch this guy right here. He's got containment. He works inside. Well, guess what? There's nobody outside. Tebow sees it, comes back out. Now here you like to see him either turn it up or get down. You know, one or the other. Don't leave yourself there to take that shot when you don't have to.
Number 11, Jared Faison, has checked in for the Gators. Another talented freshman. Tebow up the middle, picking his way to the 30. He's got tremendous feet. Tim Tebow to the 20. Stiff arms the defender, and out of bounds he goes at the 13-yard line. This young man has some special talent, Nat Moore. 25 yards on that carry.
Well, he's a running back playing quarterback, David. I hate to keep saying that, but no, look at him run. I mean, he just follows the lead block and there, reads the block, gets inside. Now watch him, comes all the way out the backside. And then he just stiff arms Coach Trevard Lindley. And then Lindley tackles him.
Personal foul, late hit, number 36, the defense. Comes half the distance from the end of the run, first down.
And David, he's 6 yards out of bounds.
Yeah.
Why would, I mean, just let him go. Let him fall down on his own. You know, these are just penalties that make no sense. Here's another look at it. Right here now, all he's got to do is let him go. No, he pulls him down, and that's what they call.
Well, I don't know. Tebow had a pretty good grasp on his jersey, too. They were kind of tangled up.
Yeah, but you let him go. All you got to do, David, is take your hands off him. He's out of bounds.
Chris Leak is back in the game. Ball is at the 7-yard line. And Leak will keep. And he is wrapped up at the 6-yard line. Trying to take the ball along the right side. Number 56, Braxton Kelly, got him.
Well, and I think Chris Leak is in here because Tebow is a little tired after keeping it 3 in a row and going for about 60 yards on his own. A very different picture when you see Chris Leak running the football versus Tim Tebow.
Looks a little bit different, doesn't it?
Much different. That's not a bad thing, though. One is a classic drop-back passer, and the other guy has athleticism, is a option-type quarterback that can throw the football as well as run it.
Snap to Leak. And penalty flags. Late stages of the third quarter. And the 2 most penalized teams in the Southeastern Conference. Let's see who it's going to go against.
Before the snap, false start, number 73 offense. Penalties 5 yards, previous spot, to a second down.
That's going to be Florida's 6th penalty. There you see the numbers for tonight. These 2 teams both average right at 60 yards in penalty per game. And we still have 15 minutes of football left tonight.
And about 9 penalties per ball game, and they're getting up there near that average.
Yep. All right, no backs for Leak. 2nd down and goal from now the 11. And that's the end of the quarter. All right, first play of the fourth quarter. And Leak, audibilizing at the line of scrimmage, sends Jamel Cornelius in motion. Blitz. Leak throws over the middle into the end zone, incomplete. Gator fans down there in that area want a flag. The pass intended for Kenneth Toots. There is no flag.
And probably what the official is ruling is he couldn't get back to the football because the ball is slightly underthrown. You know, Chris Leak is getting hit just as he releases the football, and you know he's being mugged in the end zone. Obviously, he can't get back to the ball, but very tough call to make either way.
Yeah, it'll be third down now. The officials let that contact go, no penalty. Third down and goal from the 11. 1 second on the play clock, and the Gators just got the ball away. And it's picked off at the end zone. Kentucky has it, and from behind, the tackle is made on Roger Williams. So the Gator drive's not only stalling out, you don't get a field goal attempt, but now Kentucky's got the ball, and they've wrestled the momentum away.
And David, for all the good things that Chris Leak has done, this is the second time this year where he doesn't see the defender sitting in the middle of the field. You know, because of his size, maybe, I don't know, but you've got to know, you've got to check first when you throwing the ball down the middle of the field that the safety has vacated the center of the field. That time, he just threw it right to the safety as he tried to lob it to his receiver. You know, he sees Jamel Cornelius coming open, but he never saw the weak safety.
Roger Williams' second career interception. Hand off to Dixon. Dixon across the 20, a 4-yard pickup to the 24-yard line. And the tackle made by Ryan Smith, the cornerback, and Earl Everett, the outside linebacker. Kentucky possessions tonight, the first 3, they had to punt the ball, a touchdown on their 4th, into the half, and then 3 punts in the second half.
And David, a very interesting scenario here tonight. Neither ball club has been able to get a 3-and-out. The Gators have not been able to do it defensively. Neither has the Kentucky Wildcats.
We've got 2 good offensive teams. Kentucky, though, with only 7 points on the scoreboard. Florida leading it by 12. Woodson breaking out of the pocket. A flag is thrown. That's no surprise. And the pass is incomplete.
Well, the pass, no, he completed it.
Complete.
Yeah.
Let's see what the flag is. Going to go against Kentucky and negate this apparent completion.
Well, let's go back and see if we can see this here. Right here in the, I think in the middle, right there. You saw the, looked like it was the left guard, number 62 actually, that just pulled down Moss and got called for it.
Tammy had the catch, but it's Michael Aitchison who is called for the hold, and that'll spot the ball at the 14-yard line. Now Kentucky with their second takeaway tonight. Florida has not taken the ball away from the Wildcats so far. Looked like Dixon limped off the field for the Wildcats, so freshman Alfonso Smith is now in the backfield. Gators have come with a lot of blitzing tonight. The pass to Dickie Lyons Jr. up the middle. Tremaine McCullum is there at the 21-yard line and brings Lyons down. 7-yard pickup for Dickie Lyons Jr.
And David, anytime they go 5 wide, you can almost bet it's going to be some kind of screen pass where they can get rid of the football in a hurry. A little jailbreak screen where you bring Lyons back inside trying to pick up his blocking from his offensive lineman. But a good job by the Gator defense of sifting through all those blockers to make the tackle for a very short gain.
That's the 6th catch tonight for Lyons. Third down. Pressure. Down goes the quarterback, Andre Woodson. Derek Harvey is going to get credit for this sack, but the Gators had a lot of pressure on him, and then it just collapsed all in around him. Well,
I tell you what, watch this guy right here. He makes this play. Everybody's coming around. Now see how he comes back? He forces him because there was nowhere for Woodson to run with the football. Good job by Moss getting pressure upfield, then coming back inside against Williams to force Woodson to pull the ball down.
Mastay to punt. Brandon James still looking to break a big one tonight. A short punt. And down by an alert Kentucky player because that ball was going the wrong way for the Wildcats. Tim Mastay with a 17-yard punt. He totally shanked that one. Special teams play continues to play a large factor in tonight's football game. Florida needs to put this ball in the end zone.
And look like Jared Faison is lining up at the quarterback slot. Chris Leak is out wide there, David.
You're right. The high school signal caller from Hillsborough High in Tampa. And Chris Leak is a receiver wide to the right alongside Deshaun Wynn. They're going to snap the ball to Jared Faison on first down at the 34-yard line. Faison will keep it and sweep it to the left side. And Faison is tackled at the 24. About a 9-yard pickup by the freshman, Roger Williams, the safety. Made the tackle for Kentucky. Well, the freshman gets a taste, and now here comes Tebow, another true freshman, checking in.
And I think this is where the Gators just want to pound the football. You got a very tired defensive front four for the Wildcats. Great opportunity to just push the ball down there and take control of the line of scrimmage. Gators are lining up at the ball, and the officials are measuring for a first down. You think they're not ready to play?
They're ready to go. I think you're right, Nat. It's a situation where Florida's probably looking to try and steamroll Kentucky early in this fourth quarter. Leading it by 12 points. Rushing yardage, 213 to 29. And total yards, Kentucky has been pretty much shut down in the second half. They had 184 at the half and just 232 now. Tebow will throw it back and complete the pass. Dallas Baker with the flag thrown steps into the end zone. Nice play, well designed and executed. But the officials are conferring. And it's coming back.
Well, it's coming back, and it takes away Tim Tebow's first touchdown pass of his career, but executed outstandingly. Everybody expects him to run with the football. He starts to his right and just turns and releases the football. And right here, you get a hole on Trotwine working his. Phil Trotwine gets called for the hole, but he's out there working hard. If I'm that receiver, I'm Dallas Baker, that's what I want to see. I want to see the big fella out there. That's all right, partner. We'll get another one. You applaud his effort.
Yep. You move the ball back to the 21. And it is first down after the penalty marked off. Tim Tebow, the quarterback. On the option, pitches to Deshaun Wynn. And Wynn is collared out of bounds at the 16. Going to be 2 yards short of a first down. Darrell White, the senior defensive end from Middlesboro, Kentucky, made the tackle.
Well, David, I think they finally got the memo. Please take Tebow. Make him pitch the football. As that time, there was no doubt.
Florida needs 2. And it is second down. Gators leading 19-7. Kentucky rotates a lot of players along the defensive line. As Lasco moves in motion, Tebow can't get him around the ankles. Tim Tebow driving for the first down and more inside the 10. It is first and goal at the 9.
Well, Tim Tebow at 6'3", 229 pounds. He just makes people miss him. Gives him a leg and then takes it away. Well, this is good blocking starting out over the left side, but there's one guy in the backfield, Peters, and he's able to make him miss him.
And Tebow comes to the sideline, and Chris Leak checks in. And some of the fans seem to be upset that Tebow came out, but yet now the crowd roaring for Chris Leak. Tebow has done a good job. And Leak does not like what he sees. He's going to call a timeout.
And the play clock had ran down on him as well, David. And look at the balance. 225 yards rushing, 226 yards passing. Just yeoman's work done by the big guys up front. When you control the line of scrimmage, you can put up these type of numbers.
They're knocking on the door again. First down at the Kentucky 14-yard line. Deshaun Wynn is in the backfield with Chris Leak. The handoff to Deshaun Wynn. And he runs into the linebacker, Braxton Kelly. After a gain of 3. Braxton Kelly. Ball now at the 6-yard line where it will be second down.
David, I thought this play was going all the way to the house. Nice job of Braxton Kelly of making Billy Latsko miss him and able to step around that block and make the tackle.
Ball on the 6 at second and goal. Leak looking for the end zone. He's got Cornelius Ingram, touchdown. His first touchdown as a Gator. And that's got to feel awfully good for a young man that almost quit the team. Frustrated with the lack of playing time at a quarterback position. Had to make a change of position to tight end. And now he's got one in the end zone for the orange and blue.
And let's take our hats off to Burnell Brown for being the guy that showed that leadership, that had went through the same thing, that talked to Cornelius Ingram and basically assured him that, you just got to give it time.
And another extra point goes through the uprights. And here it is, Cornelius Ingram on the receiving end.
Well, you get him outside where he can either get the ball to his receiver or throw it away, not throwing that ball back in the middle of the field where there's a lot of traffic. That time he makes the right decision, gets the ball to Ingram. Ingram does the rest as he stretches that long body of his across the goal line. The points on the board.
Joey Ehas kicking off. And the Wildcats will bring it out. It's Dickie Lyons Jr. bouncing off tacklers, and down he goes at the 27. He was terrific. Keenan Burton is a great return man. So is Dickie Lyons Jr. now. But right now, Greg Madison and Charlie Strong in this Florida defense, like they told us last week, Nat, they said last week we really had a rhythm going. We felt like we were all on the same page. Charlie Strong, Greg Madison, Chuck Heater, the entire defensive staff working together. They put a great plan together. They executed it against Tennessee. I think things were a little out of rhythm in the first half tonight defensively, but in the second half, Strong and Madison and company in this Florida defense have really had it going.
Well, I think they finally got inside the players' head to realize that Kentucky is a formidable opponent, and now you see guys staying in their gaps, getting where they're supposed to be. There are no cutback lanes, so they're making plays. They're making plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage because they're where they're supposed to be.
Woodson will run it, and he's shoved out of bounds by Everett.
And David, just to show you what I'm talking about, I just hope our crack staff down there in the truck has a play where we can go back and look at this, because this is a play where they want to run shovel pass. It's there. It's the shovel pass. Now watch right here. Earl Everett holds it off. He stays where he's supposed to stay. He takes care of his responsibility. Make Woodson keep the football. If he pitches it, he's able to step in front and intercept the ball. That's what I mean. Play your responsibility and allow everybody else to do their job. That's what they're doing now.
Gators in a 6 defensive back package, and the pressure coming from Harvey. Derek Harvey came crashing through from the right side, untouched.
And David, once again, he wants to throw a screen pass. Now watch this. There's nowhere to go. You got Gator defenders everywhere. Everybody's playing their responsibility. They're not trying to make the play when it's not their turn. They're staying where they're at so they can make the play when the opportunity presents itself.
Wildcats punting for the 8th time tonight. Brandon James waiting back for the Gators at his 30-yard line. High short punt. Fair catch called for and made by James at the 37. Deshaun Wynn and Keyston Moore. Wynn has 104 yards, so that matches his total last week. Right now it's Keyston Moore cutting it back to the inside. Getting good first down yardage, a 5-yard pickup in the tackle made by Braxton Kelly. Now let's take a look at Florida's possessions tonight. They scored on their first possession of the first quarter and their last possession of the second quarter, and then have added 2 more touchdowns in this second half with 2 turnovers as well.
And what I look at when I see that, David, I see touchdown, downs, punt, punt, punt. Then all of a sudden they crank it up. Touchdown, touchdown, stop ourselves, touchdown.
Yeah.
In other words, Kentucky is not stopping them. They're stopping themselves.
Screen. Dallas Baker, a pirouette. And a beautiful move across the 45 in Kentucky territory.
I'll tell you what, this young man is running extremely tough after the catch. This is just a little screen pass, get it out to him. You know, big long stride. He's got good blocking out front, but he is making people miss. You know, the old Dallas Baker, you know, he would have went down easily. He's fighting for every extra yard he can tonight.
Baker with 6 catches, 116 yards. Leak intended the ball for Cornelius Ingram, and it is incomplete. Chris Leak tonight, 13 out of 23. 220 yards. He throws for over 200 yards for the 29th time in his career. Danny Werfel did it 31 times. Shane Matthews 30. Team Tebow also a factor in the second half tonight.
I really would have liked to have seen that touchdown not called back so he can get that
first one.
Get that first one in, man. That's something you dream about as a player.
Right now, Florida just wearing down the Kentucky defense. Leak pump fakes. He's got a wide open Dallas Baker, who's got the football, and out of bounds at the 11-yard line of Kentucky.
And what a great job by Cornelius Ingram of getting in the face of the safety, forcing him to stay home. This safety right here is the guy that's got to get out there. But watch Ingram, that's him. He holds it off, and that allows Dallas Baker to walk down the sideline on the fade route and get another big reception.
7 catches, 148 yards now. Chris Leak now the #1 man in Florida history in pass completions and attempts. And the handoff to Keyston Moore, but a flag is thrown before the play develops.
For the snap, ball start, number 67, offense. Penalties 5 yards from the previous spot, still first down.
That's going to give the Gators 8 penalties for 62 yards. And Kentucky has 9 penalties for 61 yards, right on their average.
One more, and then, hey, you've hit the mark. I tell you, they looked like they had a play set up that they were going to run it over that left side, and there was a big hole there. It's too bad you make these kind of mistakes where you stop yourself.
Baker is split wide to the right. But the handoff goes to Keyston Moore. Moore trying to fight through a couple of tackles. He is going to be spotted at the 11-yard line. Let's check in with Steve.
In the Gators wide receivers meeting room, Coach Billy Gonzalez has a board up there about big plays and catches and all the goals. And one category is RAC, not yak, but rack, run after catch. It's not yards after catch. He says my guys have to transition from wide receiver to runner when they get that ball.
And they've done a great job of it, certainly here tonight. Baker, Cornelius, Kenneth Tukes, Cornelius Ingram. Keyston Moore seemed to slip as he tried to cut the ball back inside. There's Billy Gonzalez, the Florida wide receiver coach. He coached with Urban Meyer at Bowling Green State and at Utah. Played for Coach Meyer at Colorado State when Urban was an assistant coach at Colorado State.
And what a outstanding job he's done with these young receivers when all of a sudden you're able to take a Percy Harvin, a Jared Faison, and stick them in there and give them quality playing time. It shows you that you've got a quality coach that does a great job at teaching.
Leak on 3rd down. Oh, his receiver got tackled at the goal line by Braxton Kelly, and this is going to be an easy pass interference call. It was Dallas Baker at the goal line, and it's going to go against Kentucky. Tough cover for the linebacker on Dallas Baker.
Well, when you put 4 or 5 guys out there, the linebackers get stuck having to cover somebody, and he just flat out tackled him rather than give up the touchdown. And as I said before, David,
on the defense, it was on a pass to an eligible receiver on a pass that crossed the line of scrimmage. It's half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
And Tim Tebow will check in, but Dallas Baker having an enormous night tonight, the MVP of the Outback Bowl. And that game really seemed to springboard this guy to another level at that bowl game last year against Iowa.
Well, he's showing the quickness. It used to be where he was just a big target that could catch the ball, but now he's showing you the rack, as Steve just finished talking about, running after the catch. And, this will go a long way in him getting more balls because sometimes you need to be able to do something yourself with the football.
Here comes Tebow, and down he goes. Woodyard, an outstanding linebacker for Kentucky. Came in as their leading tackler with 28 stops. And has made a number of plays tonight for the Wildcats. Tebow stopped cold that time at the 5. Let's listen in as the contact gets pretty good. Tebow bounces right back up. Keyston Moore down in the backfield.
You have to love it when the defense is talking smack and they're down 26-7.
And another penalty flag.
Before the snap, dead ball, ball start, the 75 offense. 5 yards, previous spot, still second down.
Well, the Gators are going to win this game. But there's going to be plenty of work to do before next Saturday's big battle against Alabama.
Well, they got to the average. The average of 9 penalties a ball game. They got there. You hate to see it, especially on a game when you felt like you should come in and take control of the game, and it took you all the way into the 4th quarter before you actually took control of the football game.
Tebow rolling out. Not a good pass. He just led Cornelius Ingram a little bit too much. Tim would like to have that one back for sure.
That's where you like to see him square his shoulders. He's trying to throw it on the run and make a perfect pass. You just want to put it, take something off and just get it out there and allow your receiver a chance to go get it.
Now it's going to be Leak returning. Tebow coming to the sideline. You got to love the young man's spirit, his enthusiasm, not to mention his athletic ability.
I love the camaraderie between these two quarterbacks. No jealousies. Each guy goes in, does what he does best, and that helps the team win.
3rd down, Leak back in. Blitz, Leak's in trouble, down he goes at the 24-yard line. Big hit by Dominic Lewis, who has made a number of big plays tonight for the Wildcats.
And David, he's the defensive end that no one blocked.
That's a 12-yard loss. Lewis, who's played tight end and tailback and defensive end in his Wildcat career in his 4th year out of Radcliffe, Kentucky.
Well, David,
I think Chris Hetland needs this one.
That's what I was just going to say. If he's able to knock this through, it gives him a chance to start developing his confidence because so far he's not kicked a field goal this year. He's 0 for 2 and has been struggling with the extra points here tonight. So
this one will be 39 yards from the right hash mark. No, it won't. It's a fake. Rowley will keep it. And down at the 20-yard line, about the 19, is Butch Rowley.
Butch Rowley.
Did not fool him.
No, it didn't.
As long as Rich Brooks can keep these guys playing hard, because that they are.
And healthy. No snap. Woodson, Dickie Lyons Jr. Oh, that Florida defense so fast. And it's Brandon Spikes, the true freshman linebacker, number 51, just exploding to make the tackle.
Guys, we're seeing the emergence of a strong safety that I think will go down as one of the better ones to play here in Florida. Tonight, Tony Joyner was outstanding. I bet he has double figures in tackles when you count solos and assists. He's blown up a lot of plays by taking out the blocker, and he has been all over the field. One of the guys that has emerged as a really a big-time player, 19, Tony Joyner.
And Florida's defense is not going to hurt its national standing in this one. They'd like to keep Kentucky off the board for the last 2 minutes as Brandon Antwine, number 47. A lot of freshmen, a lot of second, third teamers on the field right now. Antwine made that tackle on the freshman Smith for Kentucky.
And David, I'm looking at the corners that are out there now, the safeties that are out there now. You're talking about John Curtis. You're talking about Juan de Pierre Luis. You know, you've got a lot of young guys getting some playing time.
Still second down.
And oh, by the way, another penalty against Florida. There's Seiler and Joyner and Gator defense, Brian Crum and Clint McMillan, who got hurt early in the game. Ray McDonald, number 95.
And I think we also should give some props to Kyle Jackson. He came in after Reggie Nelson went out and lined up with the first unit and was a part of helping get those 3 and outs. I don't believe my eyes. Once again, the ball comes loose, bounces right back up to the running back, Alfonso Smith.
Kyle Jackson, you just mentioned him, Nat. He made the tackle there.
Yeah. Young man lost his starting job, but have fought his way back, and you know he's a guy that the Gators are not reluctant to put in crucial situations now.
Time winding down, 1:35 left. Andre Woodson. That's a deflection by Brandon Spikes. This Brandon Spikes is going to be a terrific linebacker for the University of Florida. True freshman out of Shelby, North Carolina. Didn't play last week against Tennessee, but did get some snaps against Southern Mississippi and UCF.
And David, Brandon Spikes wasn't looking to knock that ball down. No. He's disappointed he didn't come up with the pick. Look at him. Hey, man, I was supposed to catch that. You know, I used to be a receiver back when I was in high school, you know, when I was a young kid playing offensive ball.
Gators chomping the Wildcats, especially in the second half. They had 186 yards at halftime. Swing it out to Curtis Pulley. Spikes, he runs pretty well from sideline to sideline, doesn't he? You are not going to slip one by this young guy. He is fast.
Hey, but when you've got linebackers that can run like Earl Everett, like Brandon Seiler, you know, this young man Spikes, Brian Crum, you know, that forces teams to have to run more up the field because they can't get outside of the defense. You got linebackers that can use the sideline as a 12th defender.
Florida with the advantage, 26-7, and the clock stopped at 59 seconds to go in the 4th period. Play of the game brought to you by Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
And this is just an outstanding effort. Deshaun Wynn looked like he's off to the races. Ball gets batted out. And then watch Billy Latsko as he comes shooting in there like a bowling ball and takes the ball away from Pryor. And that set up the go-ahead touchdown that the Gators scored and have not looked back since then, David.
Florida, Kentucky have been playing each other since 1967. Every year the Gators are going to be 35-5 against Kentucky since that time. Beautiful punt by Mastay, and it bounces into the end zone. It'll be first down for the Gators at the 20. Tim Tebow is the quarterback. Low snap. Tebow runs it up the middle and picks up 5 more yards. And that is going to be the final play of the football game. So the Gators win it 26-7. They're still undefeated, ranked number 5 in the nation.